She was on the road and was headed for home. She didn't dare look back as she traveled further and further away from the horrible place where she was held captive by her worst nightmare. At first, she didn't notice that she was going above the speed limit, but whenever she realized it, she slowed down. She hoped that her worst nightmare was still occupied, and she would have enough time to get as far away from him as possible before he discovered that she was missing. She just wanted the horrible experience to come to an end. As she drove on, she started to think about the young man who had set her free. She was thankful that he came along and rescued her, but at the same time, she was sorrowful. She regretted not trusting him when he truly was there to help her. Judging him harshly as she did was a mistake that she wished that she could have taken back. Unfortunately, there was nothing that could be done. She was miles away from him, and he made it clear that he did not want her to come back. As she continued to think about him and the things that he said, her concern for him grew. A huge part of her wanted to go back for him, even though he refused to go with her. Furthermore, he didn't even want her to look back as she left the horrible place behind. She wanted to forget about him and the entire situation, but she just couldn't. She feared the possibility of something terrible happening to him. She continued to think about the things that he told her, and she thought about when he told her that he couldn't let the horrible man know that he was close by and that he wanted to remain hidden. It caused her to fear for his safety even more. What if the horrible man spotted him? What if he found out that it was the young man who set her free? What would he do to him? At that moment, she pulled her car over. She wasn't sure what to do at that moment. She was finally free, with no sign of her worst nightmare in sight. She knew that if she went back, she would put herself at risk of being pursued and possibly captured again. But at the same time, she feared that the young man would truly be in danger if he was discovered by his father. She wasn't sure if she could live with the thought of something bad happening to him. She glanced at the rearview mirror to see if there was anything coming from behind. There was nothing. She then sighed before she put her car in drive. She glanced in the rearview mirror before she continued her journey as she headed further away from her prison and closer to home.